So I got started a little over 4 years ago doing photography. I'm a huge people person and I loved the creative aspect of it. I'm not gonna lie, it was super scary. It was a lot of, I was new to it and I had all these people that I looked up to and I was like, I know I shouldn't be comparing myself to them, but just because it's a big day for these people. It's a memory and a thing that they're gonna look back on the rest of their life, and that's a huge day that, I don't wanna be the one to mess it up, or I don't wanna forget something. My first wedding, it was a lot of learning. I had to, let's just say the glow up is real. I had to take a few years of learning lighting and learning the manual and how to get my camera to adjust to certain things. And not every wedding's gonna be an outside wedding, and because that's normally what I am, is a natural light photographer. And taking that new aspect and learning it was scary and it was hard, but you've got to learn from those lessons and you got to grow from it. So that's kind of what I did. I took what I learned from my first wedding and I kind of tried learning something new every day. The main thing that I do to get prepared is really getting to know the couple themselves. I think that's a huge thing that will make the wedding day successful, and for them to feel comfortable and know and trust you that you're gonna capture their vision. Because yeah, I have my vision of how the day is gonna go, but in all reality, that matters is what the bride and the groom want. And so I kind of just I go get coffee with them, or we'll go get something to eat, and we'll just chit chat and just get to know each other. And yeah, and I like to ask them how they met, how long they've known each other. So it's just the fun little things like that. So I had a really cool wedding earlier this January, and the bride was a lot of my style. And she was just like, look, it's very boho, and I've got these cool shoes, and I've got all these cool details that kind of go with it, this bohemian hat, and then we went into a field that had cows in it, and she was playing with her dress. But then I also like the classic weddings. But due to COVID, I've done a lot of more of your sweet, intimate, very small weddings. And to me, I really enjoyed it just because everything is so intimate from the very beginning to the very end. You get more of your family there, and it's not so big, and you get the more of talking to people and going and meeting people. So it's been I've gone from your big weddings to where there's hundreds of people there to where it's 20 to 25 people there. I guess because I'm such a family-oriented person in general, I always get teared up, during the father and daughter dance. Just because I remember my father and daughter dance, and I've had some where they're super fun and they do cool dances, or where it's literally both of them just holding each other and crying just because, she's growing up and she's found somebody that's not replacing him, but kind of stepping in that place of the man in the home. It's the mom getting the daughter ready and just buttoning up the dress, because I think that's just a special moment. Or, a lot of people forget the first look with your dad. Because I think, you will always be your daddy's little girl. And that's kind of how I remember and look back on my day, of how that moment with, I'm going to cry. Thinking about those, I just try to get every little beat that you just don't want to forget, because you'll look back and be like, oh my gosh, I remember that moment and how I felt. And I think that's the cool thing about photography, is just being able to look back on those moments. Detail shots are probably another one of my favorites, because I love just the rings and the vows, and just getting the bouquet, and how much work goes to put into it, and meeting the other vendors and seeing the work they put into it, because they're right there with me from the very beginning to the very end. I have an Instagram and a Facebook page that you can reach me at. It's super easy. You can just type in @BAP501, or I have a website that's at BAP501 as well. Sorry, I got a little tongue twisted. But yeah, you can just Either way, I'm super easy to reach out to. Just message me and I'll get back with you as soon as possible, and we'll chat and hopefully go grab coffee or something.